is Bilikis and you're welcome to my channel. If you are new, do not hesitate to hit the red button to subscribe because you don't want to miss out on any of my tutorials, and trust me, they are easy to follow videos. So right now today we'll be making a kimono dress, and trust me, it is so easy. You could have it as a maxi gown, a short dress, and today I'll be making a short dress. Now trust me, I will show you the technique, because sometimes I get questions like how many inches should I extend the sleeve by, but I will teach you the technique in which you will be able to conquer that today. Just take your measuring tape and then place it at your center back. When you just place it here, when you use your finger to trace, you see a bone there. Just place your measuring tape there and then put it this way. Then you decide, however, whether long or short, you can decide. Like here, I could just have like 15 or 15 and a half. And then with the hemming allowance, I could just make it 16. So with this, you don't have to bother how long or how short you want it to be. So right now, let's go over to work table and get started. So right now, I have my fabrics on fold. This is for the front and this is for the back. In case you want a zipper at the back, for instance, if you are using a neck width of 3 inches by 3 inches, then there should be a zipper at the back because your head won't be able to pass through. So you should extend the back panel by 1 inch for the zipper allowance. But because I just want it to be a free top, I will not do that. So right now, to know the amount of fabric to fold, remember I said from my center back to where I want my sleeve to end is 16 inches. So just take 16 inches. You should measure yours and then place it on your fabric and just add about 1 inch or 2 inches to it. So the next thing now is to draw a straight line, which will be the base of our measurement. So this is what we have. Then the next thing now is to insert half of my armhole measurement. It is 8.5, but because this is a kimono dress and I want to take the upper seam allowance, that is for joining the shoulder, into consideration, so I will make it 9 inches, which is what I have here. 9 inches, 9 inches, and I'll make it into a straight line. So that's my chest line. Then the next thing, insert your bust point. I will tell you the reason for that as the tutorial goes on. So mine is 10.5, which is what I have here. And then I will come over to this place, insert 10.5. Then I'll make it into a straight line. The next thing will be my waist and my hip measurements, and wherever the dress will stop. So this is my waist measurement, then my hip, which is 24. And then I want the length of my dress to be 42 or 43. You could make it longer depending on what you have. So since I want 42 or 43 inches, so the remaining 1.5, because by the time I trim off the selvage, I'll have like extra 1.5, so which is okay for my hemming allowance. So right now I'll make this into a straight line. After making it into a straight line, so the next thing now is to insert my bust measurement, that is my bust circumference, waist and hip. For my bust, quarter of my bust is 11 inches. You could add extra half an inch to it because it's a free top, but I'll just leave it at 11 inches. Then I will go over to my waist. Quarter of my waist is 9 inches, but I will add extra 3/4 inch to mine. You could add half or 1 inch to it, just to make it free, so it could pass over your bust easily. So I will just make it 9 3/4 inches. And do not forget to add the extra 1 inch allowance for the side seam allowance. So I will add to this upper part too. You don't want to drop the allowances. So for my hip, quarter of my hip is 11 inches. So I will add extra 3/4 also, or 1 inch depending on what you want. So this is what I have, and 1 inch for my seam allowance. Then the next thing is to take my ruler and connect from here. So this will be for the seam allowance. Then I'll take my hip top. In case you are interested in the tools, I will put the contact number in the comment section below, and I will pin it so it will be easier for you to see it. The tools makes things so easy, and it's good on both fabric and on paper. So after doing that, then I will come down here. So this is where my dress will stop. So you can decide to make it straight, and you can decide to make it a little bit tapered. So like what I have here I have 11 3/4. So I can do the same thing here, or just make it 11 inches. You could go in more, but since it's a free dress, I'll just make it 11 inches here, and then the 1 inch seam allowance. Can you see that? So the next thing I will connect with my ruler. So looking at it, you can see the dress is formed. And another thing is, if you want it to be really free, you could ignore this waist measurement and just take your ruler from this bust point, just connect it directly to the hip. So you just connect it this way, so it will be so free, which is better for a kimono free dress. But because I just want it to be a little bit fitted, like if you are on the slimmer side, you could have it so loose. But if you are on the big side, you could make it look shapeful a little bit. So the next thing now is to go to the upper part. First, we have to determine the shoulder slope. So which is the 3 inches, 8 inches standard. So this is 3 inches, and then the 8 inches standard. So since my shoulder measurement, half of my shoulder measurement is 8.5, I'll just do 8.5. Then I will come down by 1 inch here. So the next thing is to connect with my ruler. And then I will extend it further as possible. Can you see that? Because it's like cutting the sleeve and the main bodies together. That is the kimono style. So having done that, remember we said when I measured on myself from my center back to where I want the sleeve to end, it was 16 inches. So right now you just measure from here and then until you get 16. Like here, can you see? You just measure along the slanted line, the slopy one. So I will just measure like this. Can you see? So then I will note this place. The reason why I always use that trick for my students is so you don't stress yourself in like, okay, how many inches should I extend it by? I just thought of it one day that, okay, how can I just make it simpler for my student? And I just thought of that, and it always worked perfectly. So the next thing now is to take your ruler. For your sleeve, you don't want to make it straight this way. So you just slant it, like coming in by 1 inch. Did you see that? Or 1.5, depending on your choice. Then you connect to this line, the chest line. Can you see that? Then you take your armhole curve. Can you see that? Just place it here. And then you have like a curve here on the chest line. Can you see? This is the chest line. So just make sure the line here on the bust point and that of the chest line connects. Then you make a curve there. So that was the reason why I said you should insert your bust point. Then just connect it this way. Can you see that was easy? So we are done with the kimono dress. The next thing now is to determine the type of neckline you want. Since I said I don't want a zipper in it, I want it to be free. So what I will do is I will make a 5 inches width and then a depth of 3 inches. That depends on your preference. So I have 3 here, so the remaining 2 will be along the slope. You could make it 5.5, 6, 7, depending on what you want. I could even make it 5.5, so that would be 2.5 here. So this is what I will have. You could even make it, you know, just to fall away from your shoulder. It's always so fashionable too. So since I have this here, then I will come down by 3 inches. Then I will connect it this way. Can you see the neckline is formed? And we are as good as done. So the next thing now is to cut out the fabric. even add pockets. Like mine, I will just add inner pockets to mine. Or you could just place your pockets in front, however you like it. And do not forget, here I told you, if you want it to be so free at the waist, just connect from your bust point, from your chest line to your hip. So you just go in a curvy manner here. So I want the same neckline for both the back and the front. So this is what we have. Can you see that was pretty easy and beautiful? So right now this is what we have. Can you see? Pretty easy. So what you do is just notch the waist area so that when you are sewing, all these sides should match. So then notch here, and I will put my inner pocket around the side, and I'll just open it up for you to see how it looks. So looking at it, can you see that? You see that was pretty easy. You see what it looks like. So if you don't want it to be fitted here, just connect from here down to this place, and you can see that your kimono dress is ready. So all you have to do, it is easy for the sewing tips. Just connect this way, but make sure it's on the wrong side. So right now, just place it front and back together, then you sew it this way. Make sure on the wrong side. Sew it here, then finish the neckline, then you all sew down here, and that is all. Or better still, if you want to insert a pocket, I've made a detailed video on that, on how to make a gathered skirt. Just insert your inner pocket, and that is all. And once you are done, or if you don't want an inner pocket, just place 2 pockets here. I already made that in how to make a dartless gown also, and you can see that is pretty easy. So and for the sleeve, you could just hem it this way. But in most cases, I just cut out a facing for this part and then add a very light interlining to it and then turn it up. So this place stays in shape and gives it a lovely shape. Hope my tutorial has been helpful. If it has, just give me a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Make sure you give it a try and share with us on our Facebook group, Sewing Innovations. It is a closed group. It is not a page. It is a closed group, and we are almost 290,000 members there. Yes, and I bet you will want to join us there. And you can follow me on Instagram, Bilikis Signature. So I remain your girl, Bilikis. Bye.